Oh, that coffee is good. Good morning, Twitch. Good morning, Twitch. Good morning, Twitch on this Sunday, 08.20.2023. Current time is 0809 a.m. Eastern Time here in upstate New York, southern tier of upstate New York, where I live and reside. Rich Roberts, Fireman Rich, here on the Twitch. Fireman Rich over there on Truth Social, Instagram Threads, and X, formerly known as Twitter, and some other fine social media networks. I'm over there on Facebook also, I guess. And what's this? Ah, I added something. I don't normally come on Sunday morning with the broadcast here. I was all set to go do a gaming thing, and I changed it up, and then I changed it back. And I want to say good morning to Tony. Are you traveling? Are you home yet, or what? I thought you were traveling. But good morning, Tony D. Salute to you. Hashtag positive start to today. Hashtag PSTTD. Mrs. is in the restroom there. Good morning, Helen. Good morning, Helen. Lady Leg 01 coming in from Scotland. I wanted to say that right. Scotland. It's Scotland. You know, as far as that goes. So, but yeah, this is just I've got it all set up for a normal broadcast here, and I just was at odds here. I just finished breakfast. I had a couple English muffins and have the coffee. I think it's my third cup, I guess, this morning. But I was just sitting here. I'm looking at, and I just put this up here. I don't know if I'm going to keep this here. Does that look familiar? I was looking at one of the last time I did a Haps broadcast over on my YouTube channel. Oh, bless you. YouTube channel there, where there's my YouTube channel. I was over there. I was looking at a gentleman. It's over there in Bosnia Herzegovina. That he's an Englishman in Bosnia, and he's back to doing. I didn't realize he's been back doing podcasts. So that's good. My good friend David. Well, I don't say good friend. We sort of parted a little bit on thing, but it's good seeing David nonetheless being broadcast. But I was over on YouTube, and then I was checking my channel out, and I was looking at the live, and I still have the old Haps. The last time I went live on YouTube was when I was on Haps a couple years back. And what's this, Helen? I could actually see the cogs turning as you were thinking about. Yeah. Yeah, my nonverbal is pretty prevalent as far as that goes. I got this cord caught up in my toes here. So I just decided, and as far as just to come up, it's just morning coffee and stuff. Nothing pressing. Yeah, that's a throwback from the yeah. This is a throwback from the Haps Day. I modified it. I filled it in a little bit so it's more. So I might keep that up there because see, I have the blab, and this would be from Haps as far as that goes. So it sort of gives a, in the visual here, it gives the thing there. Tony, are you back home? Or are you still at your family reunion this weekend and stuff like that? You're online. I know. I guess before I closed down last night, I was watching. I fell asleep during the Dallas Cowboy games last night against the. Who did they play? Dallas and Seattle, and a lot of football this weekend. A lot of football. We'll be talking about that, I guess. But I'm just on here, and I have something different up. I have the stream manager up. I'm just sort of monitoring, and I've got the chat over here on the phone, and I've got the Samsung Tab A tablet that I usually play PUBG Mobile on with the picture. So I wanted to sort of monitor because right now on the OBS we're in the orange, but we're still, according to Twitch, we've got an excellent broadcasting going on. But it says 22 frames per second. But my OBS is showing 30 frames per second. So that might be, there's something going on with the internet there and stuff like that. So, but I was all ready to do the game Lord of the Rings online. And and stuff. So I just uh, what is it? I don't know. It didn't. I can always game later this afternoon and stuff like that. I just wanted to come up here. Oh, I did. You'll be interested to know this, Tony and Helen in the chat. For those people watching on the replay, this will be This is repurposed after I go live and I finish the broadcast from Twitch. I put it over on Rumble and YouTube and stuff. And I gave you my YouTube channel. My Rumble channel is Fireman. I'm Fireman Rich for the most part, all over the place. Okay, I'm a retired Air Force firefighter, as it says up in the nameplate there. Was very. I had the distinct honor and pleasure to serve the country I live in here for 20 years and stuff like that. And let's see, we're back up to frames per second according to the Twitch backstage thing. Says at 5241 kilobytes per second, which is excellent, but it says frames per second is 22 frames per second. I wonder what's this showing up on. It's showing 720p on the main screen. So, and the picture looks great. So I'm just getting a feel for this color box going on and off again as far as that goes. So okay. Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, I guess I wasn't going to say anything, but it says I do have guest stars activated. So how is that working? That's showing up in the title. Let's see, requests, auto call, but I see that. I got guest stars. I have guest stars in the background, so I'm not sure if I'm going to bring in anybody up. I had that on the background just looking at that, so it's still. I'm just saying it says it has guest stars and just chatting. So I don't know if Helen or you or Tony would like to come up and see that I do have it activated. I'm just looking at it. If you look at the front page, my Twitch.tv, down below the title, it says guest stars and then just chatting. That's something new. Okay, that's interesting. So I just have that. But what I was going to get to is when I got up this morning. I've been up for a couple hours now. I got up about a little quarter to 5, and I'm sitting there listening to a podcast, and lo and behold, I'm checking my YouTube, and our good friend Michael Bathurst was live streaming on YouTube this morning. He had a YouTube up, and he was live streaming on YouTube Live. And how long was that broadcast? I was in the chat there, and it was good to see Michael broadcasting, doing the live stream kit. He looks like he's got a new studio or something like that. So let me see if I can find him. Michael Bathurst. I've got all my regular tabs up that I usually do for the Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday or Friday. Monday, Wednesday, Friday Twitch coffee broadcasts. But I'm like I said, this is a Sunday. It's just sort of a relaxed day, getting the day started. We had a great day yesterday. We woke up to a little bit of fog this morning. Okay, so yeah, I said good morning around the world. He was on for about 23 minutes, as far as that goes, and it was good seeing Michael, and so he's over there on YouTube. Of course, he's doing a lot of the YouTube shorts, and let's see, what do I want to look at? I want to look at just checking some things here. But the coffee is tasting mighty fine here this morning, like I said. So, but I woke up and I had just caught it. He just was on for a couple minutes, starting, and then he was on for 22 minutes, and I ended up chatting with him a little bit. It was good. Um, Different, not him seeing play his music and stuff like that. So, um, as far as that goes, let's see. I'm gonna do something here. Let me get back. Seeing that I have Tony, are you still there? And Helen, are you still there? Let's see. And invite guests. Let's see. Um, let's see. Leggy. Lady. Lady. Oh, there's Helen. Did I send Tony an invite? Yeah, okay. Tony, you got an invite. Okay. I got some invites out. If you guys want to take them, that's... let's see, how do I work this as far as I put this down here? Okay. I want to see the chat, but I need to still see the thing here, so... Oh, you can't come up today, but thanks for the invite. I need to... Oh, okay, Helen. I just... that's no problem. Thank you for... let's see, action already taken. Okay. Okay, Helen. We'll just say, you know, I know you're up and stuff like that, so you saw the invite. That's good. Okay, that's good to know. So, let's see if we get Tony. I don't know if Tony's capable of coming up. I said Tony... I sent you an invite, Tony, if you want to come up. The host of another mod just performed an air. Okay, that was me. Okay, but I appreciate you being here, Helen. And just I just had it in the background, and I forgot I had it up there and stuff like that. But I found that interesting on the front page. I'm looking at my Surface 3 right now. And it says Sunday morning coffee 08.20.2023 at Twitch broadcast, and just below it says just chatting, which that's the category. But it also has before that guest stars, so it's tagging it when I'm using guest stars. That's interesting. I've never seen that before. That's pretty cool. I like that. So we'll just see if Tony comes up here. But I hope everybody's weekend's going good. Our weekend's going fairly good. We went to Lowe's yesterday, looking at some flooring. I saw this one. Cabinet there for the kitchen, but there was no price on it, so the missus told me it's probably a couple grand or something like that, if not more. But we were window shopping at Lowe's, and we picked up like, was it let's see, I wish Helen, I wish I could do what you're doing on the back end. I just couldn't not get guest stars to work at all when I tried. Wish I could see what you're doing on the... Well, it's... I got the guest... Right now I got on my main box, Helen, just to paint a picture. I've got... I got the OBS, and I've got the OBS chat off to the side. And then on top of that, I have the guest stars window. It has me in here because I'm virtual cam. The host of guest stars, you have to be on virtual cam and use OBS. For those people that aren't familiar with it. So I keep that screen very simple. So to monitor everything, I have my phone over here, my LG Stylo 5 Android track phone. That has Stream Manager up, but it's only the chat. On my left, I'm starting to utilize my Samsung Tab A tablet, which is a low-end tablet. It's not the high-end Samsung tablet because it only cost $100, but it's worked out quite well. It's better than my Voyager. But anyway, that has just a picture. Okay, and it gives me a count of how many viewers. Right now we have 4 viewers, so it might two of them might be me. I don't know because on my Surface 3, that's the one where I have my tabs up of sort of my outline of what I'm going to be talking about and stuff like that. And the weather, the thought for the day, the national day, the what I'm doing over there on the Fireman Rich audio podcast, history, and then the sports thing. So I got those tabs all lined up. And but I also have a Twitch tab up. It's the main screen when you go. So I've got multiple things going here, as far as that goes. And but that's pretty much of what it is in a nutshell, Helen, and stuff. Now if I was on my older box, I wouldn't have this many devices up because I'd be like right now. We're in the yellow, or yellow and orange in that little box. Yeah, it's orange. It just went yellow to orange. But I also have a tab up along with a second Twitch tab up. It has the stream manager that gives me. Well, it has the chat there too, but it gives me the. It's telling me my broadcast is excellent. The little line that goes up and down, up and down, up and down. See, I'm in the red now, and right now the little white ball dot is going down a little bit, but hopefully that comes up. Sometimes, depending what fluctuates on my where I'm at on this network, on this thing called the internet, it can usually drop down really bad. So that pretty much is it in a nutshell. I could take a big picture, but there's things on either side that I don't like to make. I wouldn't want to make public and stuff. I got pictures of the kids. They're young adults now and stuff, and there's certain things when you do broadcasts you want to keep sort of subdued, and you don't want to have it out there and stuff like that. So, but I did know Tony was out. I know he's at a family reunion, and he was out there. But he was when I was shutting things down. I saw a notice, and I popped in real quick, lurking, I guess you could say. Glick was on with Nonsensical Nonsense with Jeff, and Tony was there. And it's like, oh, okay, Tony, he must have brought his laptop. So wherever he is with his family reunion. So it's good to that's a good thing. That's good. One of the things last night too, our good friend Joe, Cup of Joe. I was on. What was it? This is before I sat down and really tried to look at the football game because there was a lot of football. I was getting oversaturated with football. I ended up firing up the Samsung Tab A tablet and to check out PUBG. I'm a PUBG mobile player. I was going to play that. I have broadcast it here along with the other games that I do broadcast at times. Happened to Cup of Joe was online, so we ended up. He tagged me. I thought we were gonna play a game, but we ended up talking for about 30, 45 minutes and stuff. We actually had a good conversation and stuff. So we used PUBG mobile to communicate with each other. So and he was giving me update. Of course, he's made it public and stuff like that, and our thoughts and prayers are with him. His mother is in rehab right now. She's in the hospital. Rehab is basically she's still in the hospital, I guess, but she's not doing well. She's in a lot of pain and stuff like that. But if she can't walk, she's restricted to a wheelchair. But she's in rehab to try and get some of her strength back. And if she can't, Joe said that the thing that you don't want to hear is that she might have to be put into a nursing home where she can be taken care of, because Joe can only do so much. And but I was expressing for all of us here on the Twitch, and I know there's other channels that are doing the same, because Joe is that type of guy. Joe is a fellow New Yorker, and he just wanted to talk and stuff. I said, yeah, okay, we can talk. Yeah, let's talk. This is cool. I'm a big talker. I love to talk, and as far as that goes, and so we had a good conversation. And as far as that, and he's going to be, he's probably heading to the hospital this morning. Well, he said he was going to go to the hospital to see his mother this morning and stuff like that. So that's got to be tagged, because I went through that bit about worrying about your. Well, my mother, she passed away several years back, as far as that goes, and um, I had to. Well, when I got back and retired from the service, there was a situation to where um, we had to. It became evident that we had to move her from one nursing home to another, and the one that we moved her to was St. Teresa's nursing home in down there in Middletown, New York, and she it was good for her. It was good for her to as far as that goes. What am I doing here? I'm getting all these. I got all these stickers. What the hell are all these things for? I don't know what the hell's back there and stuff. I got all this stuff back here and stuff. Oh, here it is. Yeah, my mother, she passed away back in 2010, October 20th, 2010. My father passed away back in October 1st of 1997. So my mother lived 13 more years after my father. And so it's just... so if my father was this age, I'm just doing the math, and 13 years later, so my mom was 82 when she passed away, and my father was 69 and stuff. He died, and he smoked a lot, and my mother was a smoker too. So, but it was just, I guess it was comfortable talking to Joe, because I'm not in his shoes. I don't know, his situation's a little bit different because his mother is still coherent and all that. My mother, I guess when we were changing nursing homes and stuff, she had the ongoing stage of Alzheimer's and dementia and stuff like that, and that's heart-wrenching and stuff like that. So it was a little on the rough side, but it's you take care of family though, nonetheless, and that's what Joe is doing. So Joe wanted to talk last night, and I was more than happy to talk with him as far as that goes. And so, but he's doing good. He's I'm giving him, if you see him, for the people that are here on Twitch that know him, I met Cup of Joe back on the Haps. This is the logo, the name tape from Haps. Sort of remembering my roots here with the things I'm plugging into my. I always liked this one. This used to scroll back and forth. It would scroll, and then it would have the Haps thing, and then scroll back and stuff like that. But I always was impressed. That was the one thing I was impressed to say, oh wow, that looks pretty cool. So I came across it by chance this morning, and I figured, I was playing around with it, and I said, "Oh, let me go live." And I don't want to go live. Let me go live with a game. And then after I had breakfast, I said, "No, let's just go live." Just a sort of what, as far as it goes. I like what it did. I like when it did that too. So, oh, there's Tony. Okay, Tony, can you come up? Let me check. I don't know. Did you accept the invite? Waiting for guests to connect. Waiting for guests to connect. Okay, I sent you an invite. I don't know if you want to come up, or you're capable of coming up. That's no, you don't have. I just have guest stars going in the background. I remember a couple days ago. Or maybe it was on the replays there. Or no, Tina from New Jersey was in. I like when Tina from New Jersey. She was it either Wednesdays or Fridays broadcast, and I said, well, if I have guest stars up, and I see you in the chat, I'll invite you up. But I'm gonna. I guess if I come up on a Saturday or Sunday, like in this mode, I'll go ahead and have the guest stars in the background. Again, going back to my main screen, it says guest stars underneath there. It says just chatting. So I do have it up. I do have an invite. I did send an invite to Helen. I think she's probably out and about getting her day going and stuff like that. And I do have I just by chance I got an invite going out to Michael Bathurst. So I don't know if that's going to happen. You know, that'd be really great. I was chatting with him earlier, and um, yeah, that'd be great if he would come up on Twitch and stuff like that. He's mostly over on YouTube. He does the YouTube shorts and stuff. So, but that would be really fun if he could come up. And so I got those are the two active. Scroll up, you'll see why. Oh, did you already say? Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, thank you, Tony. I'm my eyes can't come up. We're getting ready. Okay, you're okay. Nope, no, don't be sorry. No, that's all right, Tony. I figured. I just have it up. I'm just testing some things, seeing what having an extra screen on the thing there and stuff like that. So I'll take you down there and stuff. I'll remove guests. Okay, Tony. That's thanks for. Okay, I guess I got to look at the screen here. Let's see. Oh, okay, yeah. See, it's a little box. It was above that. Okay, I got multiple things here. Thanks, Tony. Yeah, scroll up. I scrolled up. You'll see why. Yeah. You have a good breakfast. We had our breakfast. We went out to lunch yesterday after we went to Lowe's. Me and the missus. We got three. I think they're five. I think they're 5 pound box of pea. We're the back room here. We got some critters that are getting underneath, so we're putting some stone down to block their tunnels, and it inhibits them from digging the little tunnels under the, because there's a space down there that they can climb in and stuff. And while we were at Lowe's, we ended up doing some window shopping on I don't know, some possible new flooring and a new counter, sink and counter in the kitchen. But that was it. We saw this one I liked it, but there was no price on it, and I was afraid. We're just in the look mode, the window shopping thing, and stuff like that. But we definitely want to do the floor for the kitchen and stuff. We just got to get off our I got to get off my butt and start doing it. But it was interesting doing the math as far as the flooring and doing it by ourselves. We'll probably save a few $1,000s and stuff like that compared to paying this outfit that's here in Owego, New York. It's called a Waga. Nothing to do with it, but there are a bunch of guys that where I work. They used to, if I had a nickel for every square foot of carpeting, they they laid down where I worked at. I'd be a rich man as far as that goes. So let's see. So we got guest stars. That's pretty cool. That's cool. I like that. As far as what it says on the main page and stuff, it'd be interesting to see. So we have it up. That's something I just noticed with the guest stars. So, but Helen's busy and Tony's busy. That's fine. That's no problem. I can't shut it down right now because one of the things when you have that page up, the guest star window, I have to be in virtual cam to have that up. So if I was to shut that down, I would have to get out of virtual cam, and I don't want to do that in the thing here. Helen, what kind of flooring? I would lay my own wooden or laminate or even tile, but I wouldn't lay a carpet myself. Oh, various types there, Helen. There's some that had their own backing and stuff like that. And the only thing is, some of it raises up. This is what we would take for the kitchen. We would take the old what do they call that? It's one big sheet of flooring, the rubbery, hard rubber type stuff. And I want to get something like that there, but this is it's in slats, and they got various wood tones and stuff like that, different colors and stuff like that, and we're exploring that idea to where it would take us like 2-3 days to do. We'd probably do more on prepping and clean up afterwards and stuff like that. So I guess if we were to do it ourselves, it's a lot cheaper. You can do it under Oh, lino. Lino. I guess that's a type. I'm not sure what type. I was just looking at the actual. Oh, laminate. Yeah, the laminate. Yeah, it's the floor in the kitchen is one big sheet. And it's about a almost like a quarter-inch thick, and I want to get one piece there. So I'm a little. I'm starting to get used to the idea. Maybe we could do that with the wood slats and stuff like that, and would match it coming out of the back room. It's sort of like a grayish type tone in the back room. Real nice. When we had the back room done, the missus picked out this laminate, and it's a lot thinner. But I think with the kitchen and even here in the dining room, the original wood floors are here. We're thinking about doing over the wood floors. The only thing is the butting it up against the wall and the trim. I don't think that's what I'm quite. This is an old house, very old house. It's built over 100 years ago. So to take that trim off and to try and reaffix it after putting a flooring down, it raises up a little bit. Because those strips, once they're broke, you can't replace them. And it's called lino cushion floor. Okay, cushion floor. Yeah, yeah. So we're looking at the ideas. The floor in the kitchen, definitely we're going to get laminate, linoleum I should say. And this one outfit in Owego, I've seen them, and they could come in here and get it done lickety split in like 2 hours and stuff. We just got to pick out what we want and stuff like that, and that's doable and stuff like that. But if we go the other way, we can't do the one single. I couldn't put down one single sheet of laminate. We're talking about, what's the dimensions? It's probably 15. The kitchen's probably 15 feet by 20 feet, thereabouts, if not a little bit bigger. And the kitchen, the sink counter area, we saw this. I wish I could have took a picture and I could have popped it up here. I don't get impressed with kitchen cabinets and stuff like that. I saw this one. It's like, whoa, I like that. That's nice. And the missus was a little surprised. So it's just stuff we're looking at. And we had a good lunch there yesterday. And but waking up this morning after I had my coffee and English muffins there, then I was thinking about going out to breakfast. I said, well, we still can, can't we? He says, no, we went out to lunch yesterday. It's like, yeah, that's right. So we'll just save it for another time. But we had a good day yesterday. Let's see. Yeah, I could lay linoleum. It's same as carpet. I would do adhesive tiles. So yeah, the missus she's tiled the bathroom. She redid the bathroom with the adhesive tiles, and she did a pretty good job there. So it's doable. It's just finding the right what we want and stuff like that. I'm a little particular, I guess, very particular when it comes to the house here. The missus would say I'm over particular, I guess, and stuff like that. She would definitely be right. Oh, we're back up to 30 frames per second in the broadcast. Okay. So, and then, like I said, I watched a lot of football yesterday. That's the fun part. Yeah, the fun part. Yeah, it just like, I guess when I was still working, Helen, I just was I was very resistant, and the missus pointed that out, which was duly noted and stuff like that. And it's just but we got time now, so we're feeling comfortable with the fact that we want to do certain things, but we got to do it within the budget constraints and stuff like that. Because that becomes apparent, especially now that I don't know if I told you, Helen. One of our 6 cats, Calvin, he was diagnosed with diabetes, or high sugar. Or he's diabetic. He's getting the shots of insulin now. We were on his first week of what's that?
I had somebody poke.
Oh, somebody went. I gotta take care. I'll take care of that after the broadcast. Okay, somebody went poo poo in the thing. But we have one of our 6 cats is diabetic, and he's taking 1 unit twice a day, once in the morning, once in the evening. And yeah, but the thing of it is, if we didn't have that, we wouldn't be. We'd be doing something else, Helen. But he does scarf up the food, so we're being very, very strict on the food now. That's with all the cats across the boards, and we're kicking ourselves in the rear that maybe we should have done that beforehand. But because we've had diabetic cats before, years back when we first got out of the service, we had Ben and Peach, both brothers. Even Peach, you might think Peach is a female. No, Peach was a male. He was named that because he looked like a peach, I guess, is yellow orange. But they were diabetic. They ate too much. They're indoor cats, and indoor cats are more susceptible. They eat a lot, and they get if the owner's not aware of that. And but Calvin is doing a lot better than he was too. If you would have seen him 2 weeks ago, we were really concerned, and we sort of figured that was a route. And his feet were flopping. He had flopping, and the sort of indication that the animal might be diabetic, and that was a result. But he's doing a lot better now. He's not. He's very alert. He comes up. He was up on my lap last night when I was watching football. He's purring, but he still wants to eat like a vacuum cleaner and stuff. So we're going to take care of him, and I think with the reduction of food, we're knocking on wood that we don't have any more cats that are diabetic and stuff. All the cats are healthy and stuff like that, but these, what's that?
The cats are healthy.
Yeah, the cats are healthy. I don't know about us sometimes, but what kind of flooring was that we were looking at yesterday from Lowe's?
So like luxury vinyl tile.
Luxury vinyl
Vinyl plank, actually.
What's that?
That was actually vinyl plank.
Vinyl plank, Helen. That's what it was. Vinyl plank for the flooring. What we're looking at. The missus has more knowledge. She does a lot of research on it and stuff like that. I look at it. I want to see the actual product and stuff like that. And but the Lowe's that we have here locally, they're pretty good. We're thinking about going to Home Depot there just to see what they have also, as far as that goes, and whatnot. So, but the cats are doing good. We just an update on the cats. Let's see. I didn't give you the weather. Let's see. Currently here in the southern tier of upstate New York, we got 56 degrees Fahrenheit, 13 degrees centigrade. It was foggy. The sun is up and burning the fog away. But yesterday was a great day. A little windy though, a little breezy, and such. And let's see, the sun rose this morning at 6:19 a.m. a couple hours ago, and we'll be setting later tonight at 8:01. Wow, we're getting ready. The sun sets before is going to be before 8 o'clock. Partly cloudy, high around 85, so it's going to be a little bit warmer than yesterday. Winds out of the southwest 5 to 10 miles per hour. And let's see. World times and temperatures. Honolulu, Hawaii, currently at 2:47 a.m. It's clear skies, 79 degrees Fahrenheit. They had the fire there in Maui, and I guess the fire chief. What's that?
No, I smelled poop, but there's nothing in the box.
Oh, there's nothing in the box? Maybe it might be in the waste baskets?
Probably.
Yeah. The Maui fire, I call him the fire chief. He's the emergency, the guy in charge of emergency services. I guess he resigned, and it's probably out of pressure because of the disaster that happened there, and it was a disaster. Over 100, I think there are over 100 that are missing and have perished. He resigned, and one of the questions I guess he had to answer to was why the sirens weren't sounded with the fire and stuff. I guess when you have a lot of smoke, it's apparent that there's a fire going on. So to have the sirens, that probably would just stir up the emotions a little bit more, because the sirens there, from what this gentleman was saying, were primarily the main purpose for them were to warn people of incoming tsunamis and stuff like that, or the tsunami, or it's not hurricanes out in the Pacific. It's something else. I forget what they call them. The big windstorms and stuff like that. For the fire though, I guess, and that's a valid reason. That's a call that a person in his position, where he's in charge and responsible, has to do. So they're still searching. Because I think one of the stats that I heard the other day, they only have 3% of the actual fire area completely searched. So I think the number of people that perished are going to be probably going a little bit more north than staying where it's at. So let's see. So 79 degrees in Honolulu. Clear skies. Phoenix, Arizona, partly cloudy, partly clear at 81 degrees Fahrenheit at 5:49 a.m. Albuquerque, New Mexico at 6:49 a.m. Sunny skies, 64 degrees Fahrenheit in Chicago, Illinois at 7:48 a.m. In Chicago, it's partly cloudy, partly clear, 75 degrees Fahrenheit. New York City, the jungle, it's at 8:50 a.m. Currently, it's 8:50 a.m. And it 70 degrees and sunny there in New York City. Across the pond in Cork, Ireland, it is 1:50 p.m. in the afternoon. Partly sunny, partly cloudy. 66 degrees Fahrenheit. In Milan, Italy, 2:50 p.m. currently. Sunny skies in Milan, 91 degrees Fahrenheit. It's hot in Milan. In New Delhi, India, it's partly sunny, partly clear. 6:20 p.m., 93 degrees Fahrenheit. 6:20 p.m. in Mumbai, India, where it's cloudy, 84 degrees Fahrenheit. There's always that big difference there between New Delhi and Mumbai. Kuala Lumpur, it's 8:50 p.m. in the evening. Clear skies, 81 degrees Fahrenheit. Tokyo, Japan, 9:51 p.m. just changed. Cloudy skies, 84 degrees Fahrenheit. And down in Australia at 10:51 p.m. Melbourne, Australia comes in at 57. And over there in Sydney, it's it's cloudy in Melbourne and partly cloudy, partly clear in Sydney, Australia at 10:51 also, 50 degrees Fahrenheit. Those are our world times and temperatures as we speak. And like I said, we got the sun coming out. It might be a little bit warmer. Let's see, this morning was a foggy day. So what do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we got 6 foggy days. I've tagged the calendar already. So that means we're going to have 6 snowy days come winter time. So let's see, and the broadcast is still holding its own. 4600, 4700 KBS, 30 frames per second there. We got 30 frames per second. I'm using 0.2% of my CPU for broadcasting, and that's even with the guest stars tab up. And so that's pretty neat. Yeah, Helen and Tony, I'll I've had, for those folks that are watching on the replay, I've had Helen and Tony up on guest stars, and it works quite well and stuff like that. There's a learning curve to it. I am still learning. I guess I haven't used it. I know Tony was up here a couple weeks back. I had it going and stuff like that. It was on a Sunday and stuff. I don't use it on a regular basis, so but I do like using it as far as that goes. And because doing this live stream broadcasting is fun stuff. It's very fun stuff. Okay, I'm going to take, I don't have any invitations or guest requests in the queue on guest stars, so I'm just going to leave that unless somebody comes in the chat. If Michael comes in the chat, I'll have him come up, because no problem, no guest, but I still had it up, so I went through. For me, this is a test thing, to have it up, leave it in the background, and see how it affects the broadcast. And it really doesn't affect the broadcast that much, because let's see, from OBS I'm broadcasting 55, 59 KBS, And then at Twitch, it comes in at 46.95. So there's a loss there. There's a friction loss, I guess, of the continuity of the signal. So I think my signal loss, if I do have a signal loss, which I do sometimes have, even though my CPU rate is not screaming like it used to do on the old box, and I'm at 30 frames per second. I've had it up to 60 frames per second, and I don't think there's really that much of a difference on what it looks like. It looks fantastic even at 30 frames per second, and such. So that's not bad. Let's see. I do have a thought for the day. I posted up. I do post a thought for the day just to casually go over that as we're just sort of chit-chatting here. It comes in from a gentleman. I posted it there, Charles Schultz. And if you don't know who Charles Monroe Sparky Schultz is, then you're under a rock. He was an American cartoonist and the creator of the comic strip Peanuts. I love that comic strip. Who doesn't love Snoopy? I remember I used to, when I was in grade school, I was so fascinated with Peanuts. I would always, I loved to trace Snoopy. I love Snoopy. Snoopy's a good character. But he was the creator of the comic strip Peanuts, featuring his two best-known characters, Charlie Brown and Snoopy, and both which they have balloons in the Macy's Day Parade on Thanksgiving and stuff, which is a big honor there. But he has a thought, or his quote and our thought for today from Mr. Charles Schultz goes as follows: "If I were given the opportunity to present a gift to the next generation, it would be the ability for each individual to learn to laugh at themselves. He says themselves. You got to learn to laugh at yourself. I do it all the time. I do it more now, I think, and I'm a better person because of it. So that's some words of wisdom right there. If I were given the opportunity to present, and but his quote is teaching people by me reading it. So it's the words of Charles Schultz. If I were given the opportunity to present a gift to the next generation, even give it to this generation, the current people around, it would be the ability for each individual to learn, because we have to learn, to laugh at oneself. Okay? And I'm also one that says you got to learn to look in the mirror and face yourself. Okay? And but you got to learn to laugh. It's just Helen, yes, too many people let their egos get in their way and take themselves way too. Exactly, Helen. I think that's what Charles Schultz was trying to say. Hey, just relax, and that's how I take it with me broadcasting and stuff like that. I'm a simple person, a simple man with simple wants and needs, and at this point in my life, and I'm enjoying things. I'm relaxed. I've been retired for four months now, and over 4 months, and I love it. And I hope those people that are working towards that, they get there, because life can be a grind, yeah, but you can't take it too serious. We have to, there's real life things that happen that you have to take care of. Like with Cup of Joe, he's got to take care of his mom. Us, we had to take care of a cat. In some cases, I know there's people who would probably just go ahead and put the cat down. No, there's different levels of responsibility. But in between there, for the most part, you got to learn to laugh at yourself and enjoy. And like you said, Helen, I agree. There are a lot of people that they let their ego, they can't let things go, and just move on, and as far as that goes, and that's, we could still remind them, right? We could still remind them, and just learn to enjoy life, because it's an ongoing thing. There's, as far as that goes, there was a movie we watched the other night on Netflix. Oh, what was that movie? Oh, I think I got it here. Let me bring it up here. Let me bring up a tab on it. It starred the actor. I can't think of his name right now. He was Frasier in the TV series. Who's that?
Kelsey Grant.
Kelsey Grammer. He was one of the characters in it. It was a movie that's out this year on Netflix. I'm not trying to be religious. Full disclosure here. You can watch this movie and it has some good teachings and stuff like that. But you know, some people tag it, oh, it's religious because of the title. The title is Jesus Revolution. And you go, what? Jesus Revolution? What the hell with Kelsey? It's based on a true story. Just saying, it's based on a true story. Back in the early 60s, the Jesus Revolution, the hippies, they started in San Francisco, and you had the drug scene and all that in the mid 60s, late 60s, and the 70s, and people were searching for the truth. Well, this goes to show what Jesus did. People believing in Jesus and changing their ways, and so it's a really good movie. It's a well international reviewed movie that let's see, what's it about? Let me give you the skinny. The Jesus Revolution movie is based off of a true story and book, Jesus Revolution, how God transformed the unlikely generation and how he can do it again today, is an autobiography book written by the real life Greg, Laura, and Elaine Vaughn, which they're in the movie, and it's a great movie. I would recommend. It stars Jonathan Romy, Joel Cottney, who plays Greg, Kelsey Grammer, who plays the pastor, Kimberly William, Nicholas Creel, and Jackson Robert Scott, and who else? Allie Lonitz. It's a good movie. I gave it two thumbs up, 5 stars out of 5. I enjoyed it. It's a very eye-opening movie as far as that goes, and it says you need to relax and not take, and maybe not judge people on just their first impression and stuff like that, because the hippies, they were looked at as being druggies, dirty, and stuff like that, and they were just a group of young people that were trying to they took Jesus into their life and stuff like that, and but even if you took Jesus out, the kindness that was shown, and the conflicts. There was conflicts also. So I would I don't recommend too many movies. This was a great movie, I thought, and Kelsey Grammer, he played a great part on it, and all the other actors there too. So I think it's worth a watch if you want to watch something. Little starts out, the '60s, the hippie generation. You got the people that are uptight, the people that are squares. That when they think, it's like, well, okay, and it shows that people can change, even with some of their demons, as far as that goes. And so we saw that the other night. That was pretty good. So so that how did I get on the movie there? Based on our thought for the day. Individuals laughing at themselves, and in that movie, there's some threads of that, I think, as far as being able to laugh at yourself. Just don't be all uptight and stuff like that. So so definitely a good movie. It just came out this year, 2023, and let's see what else is about that movie. It's just now as I can convert. I was raised Catholic. I consider myself for the most part a Christian, but am I do I spread the word like a lot of people do? And I'm grateful that they do it. We know if one or two people I know online that do that, and they're very good and kind people, and I respect them very highly for what they do. But is that my cup of tea? No. And I think the people that I know that do that sort of thing, they know that they're not that consumed and stuff like that. But they're always praying and stuff like that. Oh, that's why you got to have a little faith and stuff like that, as far as with real world situations. Going back to Cup of Joe situation there, where we hope the best for him. So, but that's a good movie. It was really, I was really engaged in it as far as that goes, and I would recommend it. So there's our thought for the day from Charles Schultz. Again, one more time, if Charles Schultz's quote and our thought for the day: if I were given the opportunity to present a gift to the next generation, it would be the ability for each individual to learn to laugh at themselves. You can insert themselves and stuff like that. I'm not trying to be political correct and stuff like that, or is that what it is? Yeah, political correct. Okay. Let's see, what's the national day? Yeah, I usually bring up the national day, don't I? Today is Sunday, August 20th, the 232nd day, the 33rd. Oh, I got to back up because I'm going back to the weather. I just thought about it. Tony gave me the weather down there, and what a bonehead I am. Tony D says that down there, well, I'm not sure, at his current location, okay? I'm just going to leave it at that, okay? Wink, wink, Tony. Current location at the family reunion. So he's not necessarily, we don't know if he's down, he's somewhere on the East Coast. But it's 72 degrees Fahrenheit, 91 for the high, 67, sunny from my current location. So lots of laughs. I caught that. Sorry, Tony. It's like, just to keep the format going here. But today is Sunday, August 20th. The 232nd day, 33rd week for the year, and we're 64%. Let's see, World Mosquito Day? Nah, maybe World Mosquito Awareness Day. Yeah, I'm not giving a mosquito day. I haven't really seen that many mosquitoes. Of course, when we go out for a morning walk, which actually I got to confess, I only got 4 days in this week. There was one day we took off, but we did a lot of walking around Lowe's yesterday, so I guess that's sort of rationally justifying it. Let's see, International Day of Medical Transporters. Yeah, we can honor them. National Accessible Air Travel Day. Yeah. National Chocolate Pecan. Didn't we have National Chocolate Pecan Pie Day? I thought. I'm going to go with this one, and you'll like this one, Helen. Today is National Radio Day. National Radio Day. Well, I like that radio. I'm going to post this. I usually on the weekend, I have time enough to post this over on my Twitter page, and then I'll follow up over on Instagram Threads and Truth Social. Let me see. I can post this up on the former Twitter place called Twitter, now called X. Okay, there's the radio. Let's get the verbiage. Okay, we got. Let's see, and we got a hashtag in here. Hashtag National Radio Day. Where is that? Where's that page? There it is. I like this radio. This radio that I'm posting the picture of, it's very retro. I like that. I would love to have a radio like that. Okay, I posted it over there on X. Hashtag National Radio Day. National Radio Day is August 20th. National Radio Day is August 20th on the National Day calendar to recognize the great innovation of the radio, celebrating the news, information, music, and stories carrying across the airways. And for me, that was the very first piece of tech that I ever had it held in my hand. Okay, there's a little transistor radio, no bigger than this. This is an LG Stylo 3 phone, my old phone. I still use this, but the transistor radio was no bigger than this phone. That's how people got information. You couldn't communicate over it because you still had the landline, which actually, can I get this out without messing things up? Let's see. No, I can't. It won't. I got a landline here, an old landline. It's retro. It's a push button, but it has a cord and everything. So National Radio Day today. Several inventors received credit for the invention of the radio in the late 1800s, and Instead, each component was developed through innovation and discovery. As these techniques converged, the radio came to life. Join us on National Radio Day as we explore the history and learn new facts to enjoy National Radio Day. Not one person. So everywhere the profile, prolific inventor Nikola Tesla patented multiple inventions, including the Tesla coil used in radio. So there were different parts, and you could credit you can credit the inventing of the radio to several people as far as that goes. So Mark, oh yes, yeah, him too. Yes, Helen. Let me pronounce it right. Marchione. So I think he had more of a working. Did he have more of a working radio? Let me bring him up too. I'm going to see that you mentioned him. Marconia. M-A-R Cone C-O-N Marconi. Was an Italian inventor and electrical engineer known for his creation of a practical radio wave-based wireless telegraph system, which is part of the radio. I just know when I was a kid, my grandfather gave me this AM radio, and I thought it had an antenna, it had an earbud. Yeah, back then it was only one earbud, and man, when my friends saw me with that at school, I said, "Oh wow, you got a radio!" It was mobile. It's like that was the thing. I still remember that. I don't know whatever happened to that, but I used to listen to that all the time. And then after my grandfather passed away, he had this shortwave radio receiver. He used to do shortwave back in the day, but it was just a receiver, and I used to have that next to my bed, and we used bedtime back when I was a kid was like 8 o'clock in the evening. I used to sit there and I turned it on. They had these really old World War II type headphones on. I thought it was really something back in the day. But I would turn in and I would listen to radio stations from Chicago, radio stations from Los Angeles and stuff like that. Yeah, it was magical. It was just it was some good memories. Listening some music to songs that I listened to. I remember I was Carole King. I was fascinated with anything dealing with Carole King when she was singing. I loved her when I was a kid. I'd hear that and I would just stop. I have to listen to this. And it's just something about her. That was the thing about radio, was the magic of the voice, and I love that. So. So today is National Radio Day. I think that's. And I had a couple I shared a couple radio stories here with you. I love radio and stuff like that. So, let's see, how long we've been on? Oh, we've been on for an hour. So let me wrap this up here and stuff because I got to get my day started. The missus she's already taken her shower. And did you? What are we gonna do today? Anything or?
No, I have a couple things I want you to do, but.
Yeah, I know. As soon as I get off the broadcast.
3 things right now.
Well, I'm thinking of 2 things. Is it a third thing?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
I'm tired.
Huh?
Because I'm tired and I worked hard yesterday.
Okay, yeah. The missus, when we got back from our little window shopping, buying the rock and stuff, she went out and she was doing some she has, yeah, I there's a couple things. It's not a list. It's a couple things just to do because, she.
A total of 20 minutes worth of stuff is all.
Yeah, it's only 20 minutes, so it's not really a list. It's some items. Can you please do these so I don't have to do them? And she when we got back, she was a little energetic to where she went out and did some yard work and cleared out this one area of the side lot here. She got her chainsaw out. I don't think she used her chainsaw as much as she broke off she cleared away some of this one there was a lot of these this one bush, some dead limbs and stuff like that. Trust me, it's being added to as we speak. No, No, I don't look at it that way. I don't bite the hand that feeds me, Helen. Okay, that's the saying I always say. It's like,
No, it's not being added to.
huh?
It's not being added to.
What was that? One more time?
I'm not adding to.
Oh no 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 no. We're just having fun with the. We're just having fun. Helen's having fun on my expense, I guess. And I know you're playing with me, Helen. Helen's just playing around and stuff like that. So that's all good. That's all good. But there's some things got to do and stuff like that. It keeps me busy. It keeps me going and stuff like that. And I enjoy it as far as that goes. It's the thing is that these things that I have to do for the misses and stuff like that, it's more relaxing to do now than when I would come home and she says, "Can you do this?" And it's like, oh god, I just got done work. It's one of those things. So that's one of the things I'm more relaxed. So it's like, you want me to do this? Yeah, let's go ahead and do it and stuff. So let me go over the history real quick. Let's see what happened in the history on this day. Tell her I'm just. Oh, she knows you are, Helen. She can hear me. I think she'll.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Helen thinks you're awesome.
Good. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, she keeps me straight. Let's see. On this day back in 1940, British Prime Minister Winston Churchill paid tribute to the Royal Air Force, saying, "Never in the field of human conflict was so much owed by so many to so few, as pilots were fighting the Battle of Britain, a very pivotal moment, air battle with the Germans to halt a possible invasion of the English of England, the English countryside there, as far as that goes. So that's one part of World War II history I never get tired watching and reading about. Is that's like there's so many stories of that. It's just not the military; it's the people that had to survive that and stuff like that. So that was pretty interesting. Let's see. On this day in 1964, United States President Lyndon Johnson signed a nearly $1 billion anti-poverty measure. Ooh. Back in the 60s, that was big. 1 billion. Let's see. Let's see what else we got here. Just going down the list. And let's see what do we got on the AP side. I got two lists I go off on the history. They're pretty decent. The one is just a regular list. Let's see. Oh, that's what's happened today. Oh, I don't know. Is this? Yeah, this is current. The Space Agency. Yeah, this is some news that just took place here. The Russians, they were going to be they just launched, and this is after India. India still has to land there. They have a probe. They're trying to land at the South Pole, they're Indian, the country of India, and it's still in transit. But it's just a few weeks ago, Russia launched Luna 25 spacecraft, and it's crashed into the moon. And it ends its bid to reach the lunar South Pole. So I guess when it came in, it just crashed. Where India can still land and stuff like that, but Russia Luna 25. This is as of this morning. Spacecraft crashed into the moon after it spun into an uncontrolled orbit. The country's Russian Space Agency said Sunday. The pilotless spacecraft was aimed to be the first ever to land on the South Pole of the moon, an area where scientists believe there could be important reserves of. Not it could be. There are. I would say South Pole. It's cold. They frozen water reserves. It had been expected to land Monday, but it crashed this morning. So that was on the AP. I'm just looking at the AP history, and that flashed up as far as the, which is I'm a space junkie, so I just wanted to make note of that. Let's see, AP. Oh, I don't want news today. I want history. History. That's why that came up. I plugged in the wrong tab. I want the history. I don't want the. That's the current news though. That's AP history for today. For August 20th. What do they have? Let's see. In 1866, President Andrew Johnson, not one of my favorite presidents, formally declared the Civil War over months after fighting had stopped. I don't know, he was not a good president. He's the one that took over for Abraham Lincoln, and when Abraham Lincoln was assassinated. Let's see, in 1953, the Soviet Union publicly acknowledged on this date it had tested a hydrogen bomb. And that 1 billion anti-poverty measure was signed as the Economic Opportunity Act. We had one of those signed last year that I don't think it was hidden as the Inflation Act. They had nothing to do with inflation. They had just bloated with excessive spending towards green energy, which is not going to amount to anything as far as from what I've seen. It's just money that was going and it'll disappear, just like in past bills and stuff like that. They need to take control of that, the spending down in Washington. That's one of the number one concerns in this country. Yeah, Iraq and Iran, they were at war there back when I was in the service. In 1988, a ceasefire in the war between Iraq and Iran went into effect. They came to a standstill in that war. And that's pretty much the history. Baseball, the Yankees lost to the Red Sox last night, yuck. And the Mets won big time against the St. Louis Cardinals. Forget what the score was here, I can bring it up. They continue playing them today. Mets at 2:15 and the Yankees at 1:35. I didn't watch any baseball last night, but I did see the box scores this morning when I woke up. Where are the Mets scores? Mets beat the St. Louis Cardinals 13-2, so that's a big win for them. Yankees, I don't know. They're not. Canadian Football League last night, the Blue Bombers. They just beat the Stampeders by 1 point, 19-18. Elks and Tiger Cats Thursday night. The Elks won. I already said that. Tonight we have the Alouettes against the Redbacks. They played last night too, 25-24. That was a close game. Tonight was the Roughnecks and the Lions. One was Friday and one was last night, Saturday. NFL, which we had a mess load of games. We're in week 3 of 4, and we had 2 ties. I don't think that's ever happened. We had the Browns and Eagles. They tied 18-18. The Giants, they won against the Panthers 21-19. They almost lost that game. I was watching that game. Bengals and Falcons, they were tied 13-13. It was what's going on there. I did watch this game. Jaguars, they look good. The Jaguars look good. Lions looked okay, but they need to get an offense going. Jaguars won. The Dolphins beat the Texans. Texans, I thought they were going to be good. The Bills lost yesterday. To the Steelers. The Steelers, they looked like they came to play. Bills, they just had the second string in, I guess, for most of the time. They weren't playing as hard as it didn't seem like. From what I was watching of the game, as hard as last week's. Last week is like it was like a regular football. Yesterday it just felt like a preseason game. Bills and Colts. The Colts won that game. Jets, they lost to the Buccaneers. Preseason. Titans won against the Vikings. Chiefs beat the Cardinals. Patriots beat the Packers, the 49ers. Broncos almost won. They won by 1 point. Raiders beat the Los Angeles Rams. I think the Raiders are going to be tough this year. The Cowboys lost to the Seahawks. I thought they were going to win that game. And then today we got the Chargers and Saints. I'm going to watch the Saints. The Saints are. That's at 7 o'clock tonight. I'll probably be watching a little bit of the game. And then tomorrow we got a Monday night game. The Ravens and the Commanders. And they'll finish out week 3 of 4. So, and the one thing about football, and one of the things on I watched like 3 or 4. I didn't watch the full game. I watched a little bit of this. I was doing something. I came back. There was another game in. I watched 3 or 4 different games. One of the things they're doing is the visiting team that's visiting to play against a particular team, like let's say the Giants. Hey, Ed. Good morning. Dead America. That's got to be Ed. Hello, Ed. You're on Twitch. Am I following you? Oh my God, I gotta follow you, dude. Ed Waters, Dead America's in the chat there. It's got to be Ed, because who else would be saying Dead America? First time ever. Yeah, I just gonna say I'm going to my Surface 3 here, and I'm gonna follow you right off the bat there. Ed Waters is in the chat. He's a longtime friend that I've known online here for a number of years. We go back to the pre-Anchor days to get dialogue. Let's see. Let's see. I hope you. I don't know. You haven't been on Twitch that long, Ed, have you? Let's see. I'm following you right now, Ted or Ed. Dead America. Yeah, this is Ed Waters. He's Dead America on I Never Catch You Live. It is cool. Okay, I didn't realize you were on Twitch. This is Ed Waters is at Free Circle 3 over there on Twitch, or over on Twitter, which is now called X. He has a podcast called Dead America. It's a great podcast. He's the one that's got me saying that. I don't like saying podcast alone. I do an audio podcast. I like the word audio. But he's out there in Oregon. Ed is a great guy, and I appreciate you being here, Ed. It's great having you here. Yes, I had an account for some time. I didn't realize you never broadcast, so you use yours mostly as a viewer and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm just wrapping up the broadcast here because I've been on for about an hour and 20 minutes, and I got some things I got to do for the missus. And yeah, Tony, this is Ed. Ed is Tony. Yeah, Ed, we've known each other. Get Dialogue was this audio platform. It was a web-based platform. It was beta. There was some folks out of Toronto, Canada, and it was actually. This is going back several years back to where you hear about Spaces and Clubhouse. Get Dialogue was doing it like how many years was that? That was like almost 8 years ago, Ed. At least 8 years ago, if not more. You could get on there and you could have an audio if you want to bring somebody in. Back in the day when I was a lad. Yeah, back in the day. I like using that term, back in the day. If it's more than 10 years, a long time ago, yeah. That's where I first met Ed, and then got to know him over there on Anchor. And we do, there's this annual audio challenge called Na Pod Pomo, National Podcasters Broadcast Month. And it's done every November. And that's where if we don't see each other during the course of the year, that's where we usually meet up and he'll talk about me and his audio, his podcast, or else Ed is a great guy. He has some great interviews too. I think I still have to listen to the recent one here, Ed. And also Ed, don't send me any more Satoshis, okay? Unless I use this, and I've talked about this platform or this app before. It's called Fountain, and when you can give other broadcasters Satoshis, which is Bitcoin. And I guess there's one time I'm like looking at my app and I was like, where did I get this 200 some Satoshis from? What the frick? I didn't listen to that many. And Ed gave it. He gifted to me 200 and 200 satoshis. It adds up to like a nickel, I think, or something like that. I don't know what Bitcoin is at, but you earn Bitcoin when you listen. I've talked about it before. I have nothing to do with Fountain. I think it's a great podcatcher. I listen to Dead America on it, and we have fun with it, Ed. That's where audio is fun with me. You know, I just like. So I've known Ed over the number of years, and he's a great guy. And thank you for being here, Ed. This just made my day. Oh, I think I might have found a co-host for my new radio show. Now, is that the one, the 360 on that I listened to in my recent news? Where's your recent news? Put it up in the chat there, Helen, so I can talk to it. Because when I do the replay, they're not going to see the chat. So, I like promoting Helen. Helen's a great entity as far as on here on Twitch. She does Jukebox Judy, I think it's called. Ted Hicks had I was listening to Ted Hicks on Fountain, and he had problems remembering. I think it's Jukebox Judy. He said he didn't want to butcher it. Thanks for giving us entertainment. Oh, that's no problem. I'm having fun with this, Ed, so it's mutual. Radio Garden. What's the thing? 360radio.co. Just in the pipeline. Yes, it probably will be on. Okay, so check out Leggy Lady 01 on 365radio.co. I'll post details near the time. Yeah, Jukebox Jury. That's what it is. Okay. See, I didn't butcher it. I was close. I said jukebox. I knew it was jukebox something. Jukebox Jury is a program that Helen does here on Twitch with a panel, and she gets people that they're not up at. I was telling you so that you wouldn't plug. You would plug. No, I always like. If you're here, I'm going to plug you, Helen. You're well worth it. You know, I listen to you. You're one of the reasons I got the Radio Garden app. Radio Garden's a great app. Again, no affiliation. It's a great radio app to where you can listen to 365 radio on it. And I hear Helen. And Helen does a broadcast here on Twitch on her Leggy Lady 01 channel where she's putting that together. I watched that on the replay. And that's always interesting and stuff. She's very knowledgeable on the radio, on the artists that are, and on her Jukebox Jury, she has people that are up and coming. That some of the music, once in a while, I don't know. For the most part, the music's good, Helen, but there's always that one oddball. It's like, I don't know about that one. So, but you have a good panel on there that that's worth the listen. I gotta put that radio. I gotta make sure I got. I don't think I have that bookmarked yet. So thank you, Helen. But again, those two individuals, Leggy Lady Helen, Leggy Lady 01 Helen, and Ed Waters, Dead America. Check them out. I'm just excited. I've been wanting to do a co-host type show for a while. It's easier to bounce off someone than talk to yourself. Yes, true. I'm not in that situation. Well, when I have, this is just straight me. I was, if you would have came up, or Tony, you guys are considered my co-hosts at the time and stuff. Anybody that has up in the chat, because we used to do that back in the Haps days and stuff. So I'm wondering who your co-host is, because you're not mentioning the person here. So that's interesting. I'll have to dig around and make sure I listen to see, but check over at 365radio.co to see, get the information as far as who Helen's new co-host will be. So let's see. We talked about football. We talked about this and that, and that's about it. I've been on for it's coming up in an hour and 27 minutes. I didn't think I was going to talk this long, unless I had somebody up here. So for me, it's the chat. The chat is there for the people watching this on the replay, because I won't repurpose it right away. I think it'll be by lunchtime. I'll have it up over on YouTube and over on Rumble. and stuff like that. So because I did post the link before coming here, I manually post as far as the Fireman Rich channel here on Twitch when I come up. As far as I don't do the automatic posting anymore. It doesn't work for me, so that's one of the things I have to do. So with that, we're going to go ahead and get our day started, and exit stage left, as I like to say. Maybe refresh my coffee after I do the. I know two of the three items I'm going to be able to do real quick, so I'll get my my brownie points in for the misses. All right, folks. I want to say thank you to our good friend Tony D, whose location is somewhere. He's somewhere. I'm sure he'll be back down in Georgia tomorrow. But Tony D, Tony Tone 72, I want to say thank you. Thank you, Leggy Lady 01, Helen over there in Scotland. Thank you for being here. I want to say thank you very much. Thank you for Helen's always very active in the chat, and that's what I love about her. She's very active. And thank you very much, Ed, Dead America. Make sure you check out Dead America. Ed Waters, who's out there in Oregon. Okay, can't speak enough about this guy. This guy is pretty cool. He's a great interviewer, great guy as far as podcasting. He's taught me a lot over the years, and I really appreciate it, Ed. Thank you for being here. And enjoy your day, too. The best to your family, Ed. The best to your family, Helen. And the best to your family there, Tony D. And for all the rest, you all have a great one, wherever you may be on this big blue marvel. This is Rich Roberts, Fireman Rich, wishing you all well. Live life. Have fun. Ciao for now. As always, peace. Take care, folks. Thanks again.